Go down to the description box right now to hear more Malcolm, less Martin, my man Rez featuring Conway the Machine in its entirety in the description box right now, exclusively on iTunes. Don't wait, hit the button right now. Let's go.
Kodak whack, Kodak Black, the non-rapping rapper, said that he should be looked at in the same category as Nas, Tupac, and Biggie. He also said that Tupac and Biggie only became legends because they died. Duke, you're not dope. You're not a dope rapper. You have no skill set. You have no flow. You have no vernacular. Without the face tats, the wild hairdo, and the short stint in prison, you'd be working at UPS. You know, like Biggie said, don't be mad, UPS is hiring. That would be you. No disrespect to UPS. Comparing yourself to those dudes is a guy playing basketball in his backyard shooting airballs, comparing himself to an NBA player. You're not even a top 10 mumble rapper. The fuck out of here with that crazy shit.
Next story, because this one is another one, and a lot of guys look at him and they call him this and that, but we're gonna talk about this. It's Kodak Black.
Okay. Kodak
Black jumped on his Instagram and pretty much just compared himself to Tupac and Biggie. I'm just gonna play what he said, saying, man, and we're gonna have a little bit of fun with this one, man. Here's Kodak.
I'm the hardest young nigga. I'm the hardest rapper in the game. I promise. Like, man, you talk about me, you should put me in a category of like Paul, Big, Nas, them niggas. Like, you feel me? Like, really listen to my shit. I don't care about how I act like on the ground. Like, you feel me? Fuck with the blog. Say, ask about me in the streets. Ask about me in the streets. I'm a real one. I'm a real one, and I spit that fire. And I'm action for real. Now, and you feel me? All that good shit. But I see y'all sensitive as fuck, so they can't even vibe how they want to vibe because y'all sensitive, so I can't even be bugging out on the internet because y'all gonna think I'm crazy.
So yeah, that's Kodak, man. I kind of thought that was a shot at us a little bit. That
Did
one, maybe because we did a few videos, on Kodak Black. But anyway, maybe not. So we even be entertaining this SamAnt at all? This conversation, real talk. Kodak Black, Tupac, Biggie. Is he anywhere near? Is he even better than Weezy?
Then I knew you were going to say that. And I think that's the conversation you're relating to. Let me say this before we go into that conversation, because a lot of people will easily shun off Kodak Black. And I really like this dude. Anytime he talks, I listen because I'm going to get humor, but then I'm going to understand because it's an ignorance in it, but there's also a genius behind it. And if you can break down and get through the ignorance and break down what he's really saying, it can make some sense, man. Saying? It makes some sense. Now, is he on the level of Tupac and Biggie? No, not in my opinion yet. Now, he does have a solid body of work. His work and his albums, if you can get through the just glistening and that kind of what's the word I'm looking for? That separation. Yeah. If you can get away from that separation and dive into the lyrics, he's actually saying a couple things. It's actually making some sense. But in the way he comes off in social media, it makes him look wild as hell. And he's always going to look wild as hell. But I think he should kind of compare himself more so toward the Weezy in that age right now. Is he better than Weezy, you think? Or is he better than Weezy?
Kind of carbon copied? Or?
He's carbon copied when it comes to his sound.
Right.
Maybe a little more lyrical. You know what I appreciate? No, listen. This is what I'm saying. And I'm not sitting here saying that Kodak Black right now is better than Lil Wayne. I'm not saying that at all. But what I do appreciate about Kodak Black as opposed to Lil Wayne so much is at least Kodak Black is giving you what he is and what he's about, and it's authentic. Where's the progression with Lil Wayne? It's been the same shit.
From New Orleans.
From now, I love New Orleans, and New Orleans loves us. And like I said, I love Lil Wayne, but when you look at it now, he's still spitting bars. He was on a record. I forgot what the record he was on last. It was on the 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz album. Spitting bars on that joint. But it's just strip club Wayne. Like, when are you going to give us some substance?
I mean, but I know, he ain't that type of dude. I get what you're saying and whatever and whatnot. He's been the same guy, whatever, but he's lyrically, man. He's lyrical. I mean, he look at his progression, from the Hot Boys, we've seen him, his longevity. And you just said that he, pretty much is still spitting. So it's like, just because he don't always come with the conscious stuff, pretty much at all, really. Don't mean that you can't consider him one of the best. The Kodak Black is nowhere near Weezy. He could never be compared to him right now.
Lil Wayne is one of the greatest freestyles, like off the top, who's ever lived. He's one of the greatest lyricists to come up with bars and punchlines and wordplay to ever live. He's also the godfather of mumble
That's all I
rap.
wanted to hear.
He's also the godfather of your Kodak Blacks and your Lil Yachty's and all of those of the world too.
Right.
And all I can say is my gripe with Lil Wayne, and I won't put it toward more so a gripe with Lil Wayne. I'll give it more so points toward Kodak Black. Is at least he's giving you a little more genuine himself, not necessarily conscious, because I wouldn't call what the fuck Kodak Black does conscious.
No,
but at least he's giving you who he is, and you can see a progression and a growth coming to where maybe when he does sit where Lil Wayne is, this conversation can be a little more. Have a little more substance to it because he's still young. He's fucking what, 21, 22?
Young man, yeah.
He's a baby.
Definitely. And that's what I say, man. I always, when I look at guys like him, I look and say, okay, where was I at when I was 21? Even though I might not have said some of the same things that he said back then, I probably made a lot of bad decisions. You know, another thing, we just didn't have, social media wasn't as prevalent as it was,
right?
You know, back then. So, you know, I like the guy, man, and you know, we had to roast him a few times for some certain things that he said and whatnot. But I think it was the Gucci situation. We talked about him, but you know, it is what it is, man. No hard feelings over here on this platform, but definitely can't compare, you know, to Weezy. Damn sure should never put himself in the same breath as Biggie and Tupac. I mean, that's disrespectful.
Well,
in my opinion,
he said he don't got respect for the old niggas. You see, he slapped, slapped my uncle fucking sticky fingers and shit. So
yeah,
he just he known for just being disrespectful. He don't give a fuck. And as far as I forgot what I was gonna say, I fucked up. But as far as him comparing himself to Tupac and Biggie, nah, that's wild.
Yeah, no doubt, man. But that kind of is what it is, man. Definitely. But you tuned into the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother, Oh God and Sam, man. We going in today on this Thursday. I want to encourage everybody, if you want to listen to us live, we'll be live on Friday night, which is tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know, we'll be live on the Uncensored Truth podcast channel on YouTube. And check us out, man, because we're going to be, like I said, live. All right, man. So I jump, you know what I mean, to this next story over here, man. Well, Colin Kaepernick, you know, a few weeks ago, we had a couple discussions about this. Yeah. And we were, you know, we had one, then we came back to the table and said, look, man, let's talk about this again, because the details of the deal, why are these being not made public? Right. You know, so now we know how much that Colin Kaepernick settled out of the NFL. You know, with now this protest started back in 2016, where Colin Kaepernick and mainly Eric Reed, you know, pretty much started demonstrating against police brutality, you know, and racial inequality. And pretty much they kneeled and found themselves off, you know, the team
blackball
and whatnot, blackball from the league. And they pretty much filed suit against the NFL. And we found out now that they only got $10 million. Now a lot of articles are coming out, and we said it before we even seen it. It was like, yo, that's not really a lot of money.
That's not each, that's together.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So they got to split it at the end of the day. So 5 million we'll say, you know, each. What do you think, Sam, man? Are we shooting too high for this one, or are we right on with this one? Do you think this is too little money?
This is way too little.
Yeah,
this is way too little. And when we talked probably about a month ago now, we were on Colin Kaepernick a little bit. Like, I mean, I know you said on our pre-production, you were under suspicion, what, 50, 60 mil?
Probably.
I was leaning toward 100. Like, I thought he got the fucking bag.
Definitely.
The way everything was going and the way they were staring on them in the media. And this is very interesting because we both agreed with somebody that we are also critical with on here, very respectfully critical, Stephen A. Smith at the time, where he was questioning the money. But at the time, if you recall, I said, I kind of questioned where he's going with this. Why are you doing this to this man on the media? So $10 million now that it's out, man, that's not a lot of bread. Now, what it will say is, and what is telling is, one, if he does get back in the NFL, which I still hope he does not do, because we've seen and we looked at his salary for his NFL career. His career earnings are $43,349,296 with a career pay average of $7.24 million, with his highest payout being $14.3 million back in 2016. We also seen him get the bag from Nike. He's doing various speaking engagements out here. What I'm trying to say is I don't think Colin Kaepernick needs money necessarily. He doesn't have to go back to the NFL. If he does go back to the NFL and shuts up and doesn't kneel, because like we played a month ago, he said if he was to, if conditions were to change as far as police brutality, black oppression, things like that,